All right, so we're gonna act like we definitely
back.
haven't recorded for an hour and a half.
I would never waste an hour and a half of my life. Never, probably.
It was the most quiet audio you would have ever seen, but it was on
Stunning,
purpose.
Stunning.
It was actually NPC level quality.
It was NPC. It was
NPC
actually
energy.
a test.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So you can, it's gonna be on a paid content.
Absolutely no audio.
But
we're here.
We're bouncing back,
We're warmed up.
and we're going to do at least Reddit tonight before I
Reddit.
head home to my wife.
Don't put timestamps. The editor is gonna be so mad if you timestamp it.
That's right.
We're gonna do Reddit today.
Yeah, and today
As it is.
we're gonna be on the AITAH, and if you know what that means, you know what it means. Am I the booty hole? That's what it means.
On my question, absolutely none of the other words.
Exactly.
None of the other
and
words.
as you can tell, we clicked on a couple already, because they are grayed out.
We should probably log in at some point too.
So,
We should do that.
but
Anyway.
I don't feel like reacting to the same ones we already reacted to, so we're gonna move on.
Yup.
Am I the bad person for asking my dad why I should reward his cheating and breaking up our family when he told me I shouldn't punish him for being happy? What? That was a long title.
Sounds like dad divorced and
That's my dad,
isn't
why
upset. Am I the booty hole for asking my dad why I should reward his cheating and breaking up our family when he told me I shouldn't punish him for being happy? A couple of years, my dad told my mom he wanted a divorce, and he went with his high school crush. It was a total surprise to my mom, me, 19, my siblings, 15, 13, and 10. Dad said he never cheated, but when he reconnected with this woman, all the feelings he had before came back, and he wanted his chance with her since she was the one he missed out on back then. He even admitted he never got over her and always knew that he'd leave if he got a chance. Whoa!
Bro is out here making.
Whoa!
You know, a lot, like, you know, couples will
Whoa.
make lists of like celebrity crushes if they had a chance with. This guy is just doing it with his high school crush.
Bro dropped
A list of
everything.
high school people he went to high school with.
Wait, and his oldest is 19.
Yeah, it's been a long time running.
All right, so bro's probably pushing like 50s, 40. I wanted nothing to do with him since, and my siblings feel similarly. Only they get no choice since he has equal custody as mom. They make life awful for him and his girlfriend though, and all three hope he stops making them socialize with them soon. Since he left mom, he has tried with me too. He invited me for family dinners and tried to set up a time for me to meet his girlfriend and for us to figure out a way forward. The only time I responded was to that last part and told him I told him the only way forward was no contact. Fair enough. Only time I've seen dad in the last 2 years was at mom's house for my brother's 10th birthday. He got there early so he could talk to me. He told me he thought it was time I stopped punishing him, that I shouldn't punish him in the first place when he did something to make him happy. It had no impact on him. I asked him how. Oh yeah, I might need the mouse. This is a big paragraph. How he figured that when he broke up our family and cheated. I said it was still an emotional cheating when he was ready to leave mom, that if that woman snapped her fingers. My dad emphasized the fact that he never cheated. Bold. And he told me it was nothing to do with me anyway. Oh, nice. I told him it has everything to do with me since it changed my family and interrupted my life. I asked him why I should reward those things and why I'd want this kind of influence in my life. I told him I didn't give a bad word about his happiness or that that woman he's with, mind you, and that he is out of luck if he thinks he will ever get any seal of approval or get me to spend time with her. Dad said my mindset was all wrong, and us having a relationship doesn't reward him. It's good for me, and it could add another woman in my life who would be supportive, compassionate when I needed it. And he said it's what me and my siblings missed out on by rejecting his girlfriend and future wife.
Wow.
He also called me a booty hole for framing things in the worst possible light and for even thinking about this as rewarding versus not. I had to walk away because he was ready to keep that going. I didn't want to spill in my brother's birthday. party.
Am I the bad person?
Am I
All
the
right,
booty
I can
hole?
jump into this first.
Start us off.
All right,
Start us off,
all right,
man.
all
What's
Let
on
me
your
first tell you how I feel about
Yeah.
the dad in this situation.
Oh, you want to talk about the dad?
Yeah, let's
first?
start there. Let's start
Yeah,
there.
yeah, sure.
OP is cool and all, but let's start with the dad.
Yeah.
Cry me a river is what I say to the dad. Look, you quite clearly don't understand loyalty. You quite clearly don't understand fidelity. You quite clearly don't understand vows and making a commitment. You quite clearly are just not that man. And so, you have stepped away from your marriage. You did cheat. There's no question about it. You cheated. You may not. I'm not going to say you slept with the person. I mean, who knows? You might have. You might have been lying to your family. Who knows? But I don't know. Let's assume you didn't.
Yeah.
You still cheated. You cheated emotionally. You cheated with your desires and your lusts. You cheated with your passions and all these different things. You cheated.
Yeah.
Straight and simple. And you left your wife for the person you cheated with emotionally and fundamentally with your desires and different things. You fantasized about being with this person. You wanted to be with this person. You cheated. So let's get that clear.
And he's now with that person.
Yeah, and he's not with that person.
So.
No respect whatsoever for the father in this situation. He is not being a man. He's not being a good father or husband. Actually, he's no longer a husband because he broke his vows. So anyway, let me get that very clear.
Yeah.
Now, moving to OP. OP has a right to feel betrayed, has a right to feel hurt. So he has the right to feel a lot of pain right now, a lot of hurt, a lot of confusion. He's a teenager. He's still, he's old enough to be, make decisions on his own, but young enough to still be figuring things out. I think here OP has a right to take time to process what's going on, to be there for his mom and siblings, and has a right to feel really hurt. I do think the best path forward is trying to find compassion to a certain extent. People, we don't show people mercy because they deserve it. We show people mercy because it brings healing to our souls and to other souls as well.
Yeah, there's forgiveness in there.
Bitterness is not going to make you feel better, nor is it going to help your situation. So there does need to be a level of mercy, but there still needs to be clear boundaries. That's the important thing.
Yeah. I would say the only thing Dad said that was remotely right is that not having the relationship with him was holding him back in some frame. I think that's what my brain remembers. I forget exactly the line.
Yeah, and there.
Yeah. Because I agree, if you're just stewing in this bitterness and you're not willing to walk in any avenue of forgiveness, you're probably going to be stuck living the rest of your life as you're going to be 25, 30s, and entering that whole world of now I have funerals to go to and I still hate my dad, I still hate my dad. As I said, like, you can create those safe boundaries, but there's a point of your own personal growth of saying, like, this is no longer my, like, identity, and I'm here for my family and everything, but you don't grow with the person that wronged you. You don't follow the person that committed the heinous crime or whatever and say, well, I know you hurt me, but it's all about building relationships, so we should keep hanging out. You don't follow that. You follow, I could say, like, a more straight and narrow path of, like, supportive family, and what a family actually is, not just waiting for someone to feel a need and then bowing to that very need, no matter upsetting the whole marriage. And like everything is just like diabolical thing said by the dad by far was the line of him saying, if I ever got the chance I would. I was like, what do you mean?
Quite.
You have 4 kids.
Yeah.
And you were just like, you know what?
The dad's childish. The dad is childish.
Now that I did my work, built my family, there's that one lady on that corner. I forgot about her. She was always so attractive.
Man, I remember when I wanted to kiss her back in high school.
I wanted to kiss her so bad. I saw she wore her cute little boots. Oh, she was my age.
Those jean shorts really got me.
She never let me kiss her. I tell you, I would love to. I have 4 children brought in this world, but I would kiss that woman one if I got the chance. I tell you what.
Yeah, no, Dad is a piece of work. And
work indeed. Insane.
He's definitely reaping what he sowed. But I will say this: it's not going to help you to hold bitterness. It's not going to help you in the long run. And I think our goals, I think God made us that we're supposed to seek people's redemption, not their downfall. So we should find ways to redeem others as long as the other people in that relationship aren't being abusive and hurting and all that stuff.
I think it's also fair to mention a dad like, hey, what happens when I follow you into this relationship, but then there's another woman? So like, do I just keep following you? Like, what is your reward? You're saying like this whole reward system, and dad's like, I'm just trying to be happy, and it's like, yeah, but you're not actually doing the sacrifice. If you're always just following the temporary pleasure of what's tomorrow, like you're ultimately just like playing the stock market, and your whole household's gonna be a crazy dynamic of dad's happy today, let's keep that up.
Hey, I think for the son in this situation, you can do two things simultaneously. It's not like either or. You can develop a relationship where you say, hey, I'm going to be very clear with you. What you did was wrong. This marriage that you're getting into is adultery. It's evil. Yeah. And you have made terrible decisions that have brought distraught to our family. And I'm going to be honest, that's hurts that you're not going to, until you apologize for that, it's going to really hurt me. Yeah. But I'm still willing to maintain communication with you in hopes that we can still have a civil relationship, and maybe there will be redemption in the future. Yeah. But I think at the same time, no, I don't think you're necessarily the bad person. I think you need to process this, get some counseling, get some good people in your corner, support your mom and your siblings, and find the forgiveness in your heart.
Yeah, also dad carries the burden of sin on this. So don't be like, I need to fix him in order to bring my family together. That's like a terrible way to be trying to repair.
It's more like healing for your own soul. Yeah. And if the dad wants to repent and be healed, he can, but it's just more for your own soul than it is for his.
Oh, can we read the comments? I'm curious how far off we are.
The fact, Reddit's normally very brutal, so Reddit's going to probably be like, no, you're completely right, and your dad's a terrible person. The fact he has zero remorse for, one, using women for several years, wasting her life when she could have been with someone else. I mean, yes. Having several children with her, knowing he'd leave her. Well, I don't know if he knew he was going to leave her, but yeah, wanting to leave her, yes.
Probably wanting.
Shows what kind of person he is. Yeah, I agree. I don't associate with people like this. I don't blame you or your siblings for not wanting to put up with all this self-absorbed stuff. Yeah, like, I mean, obviously, I understand that reaction, and I agree with the points you're making. I just generally am geared towards redemption than complete just annihilation.
Yes. Where do you draw the line then as far as like severance? Because obviously there's cases of like abuse where it's like, okay, separation is recommended in this case.
There's two or three clear indicators for me. One is definitely anything like physical abuse is definitely you get out of that situation.
Assuming in this specific one that no physical abuse has happened, it is like, hey, I'm gonna do my thing. Bye.
Generally speaking, I will say if there's nothing physical involved, normally when I say there needs to be a clear cut, is if someone is extremely irrational and off the handle, meaning that they're constantly going into fits of rage, not hitting you or anything, just yelling, like impossible to hold a conversation with them.
You can't trust them in their
house. You can't trust them.
Yeah,
whenever you talk with them, they use that information to backstab you, or to steal from you or whatever. Like when it gets to the point that your physical or your financial or your like reputation to a certain extent is constantly being harmed by this person, it's good to distance yourself. But if it's one of those things where you feel deeply hurt by something, but they're not necessarily showing a pattern of like abusive behavior, I'm generally like, look, it's not great and you still need to keep your boundaries, but at least aim for redemption. Yeah, you can also have justice to a certain extent with forgiveness. So like in the case of someone who is violent, you can have that moment where you're like, look, I'm not going to hold on to this bitterness anymore. I'm going to give it up to God. I'm going to forgive you. But that being said, you do need to be kept away from society because you're a danger to other people. So it's one of those things where you can still forgive someone, but maintain that justice of you're not safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, comments are going to, it looks like they're all kind of agree with him.
They're saying
Dad is definitely he is definitely the problem. He is definitely the guy. You're not a bad person. You just need to sort through your
kicks, mental and emotional. One nice thing about Dad.
The dad definitely
fathered 4 children.
Definitely, he brought a lot of life into this world.
Sleep.
And my bad person not changing my birthday plans to accommodate stepdad's allergies.
Yeah, let's do that one.
I love stepdad.
I like Catholic. I saw Catholic in there. I was immediately locked in.
So I'll read this one, I guess.
Yeah.
Am I the bad person for not changing my birthday plans to accommodate stepdad's allergies? Hey everyone, I will be turning 29 in February. Congratulations. I was raised Catholic. Nice. But would consider myself spiritual now?
Deconstructed.
I mean, I guess Catholics also consider them spiritual to a certain extent, but I understand what you're saying. Although I do attend mass occasionally. If you weren't aware, Catholics have a belief you can't eat meat on Fridays or Ash Wednesday in Lent. I mean, yes. That's a Catholic thing. My parents never forced this on me, and I never saw the logic, so have never followed it. Fair enough. But I am not a big meat eater, so usually I inadvertently would end up following the rule. LOL. My parents got divorced when I was in high school. Sorry about that. My mom got remarried a little under 2 years ago after a quick 6-month engagement and knowing each other for a year. My stepdad is a hardcore Catholic who will not eat meat on Ash Wednesday. My B-Day falls on it this year, and also has a shellfish allergy. In lies the problem. My mom and stepdad say I'm being selfish for not changing my B-Day plans because the restaurant I've gone to every year since I was 16 will not have a non-meat, non-shellfish option. I try to explain that I do feel bad, but then he'll just have to have an app and salad or something like that. My mom feels like I should change my plans to accommodate her husband, who, by the way, we are not close with at all, and has often crossed many boundaries with myself, my husband, or our young daughter. Am I the bad person? Wait, so they're saying the stepdad. Okay, so not the divorced dad, the stepdad.
This is new dad in the block. It's been like 2 years.
New dad is a hardcore Catholic. Okay, first of all,
he probably prays.
I doubt the hardcore Catholic part, because if I understand divorce doctrine within Catholicism, I think they have a pretty strong view on divorce and remarriage.
I think it's actually the dad from the previous post.
Also,
he's following his dreams, but he's Catholic, mind you. Yeah.
But so I'm kind of confused about that. First of all, I don't know how hardcore this is.
This seems extremely dumb. My best interpretation is that, like, long story short, dad is essentially fasting and now complaining he has to fast and trying to make everyone else work around him. And I like, that is like, is that not the whole heart mindset should be? It's a sacrifice you're giving up. Is there something I don't understand about Ash Wednesday where it's like, actually this holiday or this like reserved time is to make sure everyone understands that you're not doing something. So to me, I'm like, it seems like it's an inward change that you're making on outwardly a huge deal for almost no reason. It's also, her birthday falls on it this year, which, so it's not like every year that this constantly happens, and it's the same restaurant. Like, it's a pattern. It's something that he wasn't a part of and now is so like, has there been any compromise in any other situation, or is this like kind of the thing where he's like, hey, I know I'm new here, but like, this is how we do it now.
This is extremely petty.
I agree. It's
extremely petty. Look, if you've been going here for years and this guy decided and chose to fast, he should take the approach that I am fasting even more adamantly when I'm at this restaurant.
Yeah, everyone should get higher
praise. I mean, you and me have gone out to eat with buddies when we've been fasting and stuff, and like,
I've not gotten anything to eat.
Exactly. So
it's everyone looks at you and says, "You're not getting anything." I'm like, fasting, sorry, and they're like, "Okay,
give me water with a."
I've never been like, "Yeah, can I get the mic?" I'm sorry, I'm here. I'm fasting. I don't want to be here right now. Like, what are you gaining? And also, like, think about who you're actually hurting. This is like, you're setting the arguably the worst example in front of like a new family. I would still say new family.
This is super petty. No,
super weird.
Also, it sounds like let me go there. It sounds like this is more than just a food thing, though. Who, by the way, the stepdad, who, by the way, we are not close with, and has often crossed many boundaries with myself, my husband, and our younger daughter. I'd be very curious what that means. Like, cross many boundaries. Does that mean like calls you when you don't want him to call, or does that mean like something even more nefarious? Like, because if he's crossing certain boundaries, like, don't even invite him. Like, don't even invite him to the meal.
You sleep in your own bedroom, and don't knock on my door when this lady comes over. It's my boundary.
Yeah, super petty. No, you're not the bad person in this situation.
No, you're not bad. Also, can I ask a simple question? What is it? Literally going out at all is useless then, right? Or like, are you getting a tofu wrap?
I guess in theory you could go to like an Italian restaurant and get a pasta with no meat. And that wouldn't, and it's because they're just fasting meat.
And he has a shellfish.
And he has shellfish allergy.
Shellfish is so small. So they don't have a non.
They have salad and like that seems like that's it. Salad and
what else is he getting normally? I guess you're saying pasta is like the big thing.
I would assume noodles.
So if they went to Olive Garden, he'd be pleased.
I guess.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Womp womp womp.
I say
Bottom tier.
stepdad can suck it up.
Stepdad, be sacrifice for your daughter for a change.
Mom, I love you. This is my birthday celebration.
What?
Wait, whoa. Something's getting.
Oh, Mom found it? What is this?
Mom, this is my birthday celebration. When his stepfather brought it that he can celebrate his restaurant. I'll stay if stepfather is not able to attend, but I am firm in my decision. Does everyone to go to see Brennan Water Lake Jesus intended?
That's
brutal.
wild.
Oh, I thought he was fasting.
Oh, man, that's wild.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, that's
Right.
hilarious.
Hey, man.
They give a book to an autistic.
Why you guys say that in such a way? Why you guys say that in such a way that makes you sound like that's and an autistic kid. This is good.
I can read this.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm 17 and have an older sister. Also, am I the bad person for not wanting to give a book to an autistic kid?
You really clickbaited me.
I'm 17 and have an older sister, Stacy, fake name, who just turned 23. She works at a school as a teacher, aide, and specialist with kids with a disability. She also takes care of these 2 high-level autism kids. High level. I guess that means they are high functioning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Same thing.
12 and 16, the 16-year-old Teddy, fake name, has a hyperfixation on dinosaurs. That's cool.
Yeah.
My grandfather passed away 11 years ago, and he used to read these dinosaur books to me. This one in particular was a pop-up book. I didn't know where it was for a long time. My grandma moved in with her uncle a few years ago, and I found it again when I cleaning out my old room at their house. Stacy saw it in my room a few weeks ago and asked if she could have it. I said no and explained why. She kept pushing and saying it was for Teddy, and then I'm almost 18 and don't need a dinosaur book. I got home from training last night and find it on the table. My mom says Stacy is going to give it to Teddy. I again stand on my ground and say no. My mom mentioned some other things I have taken from my grandma's house, but I said she can have them if she wants to. I just want the book. They keep pushing. I said if she wants it so bad, she can just buy the kid another one. I went to bed and said I would be very upset with them if they gave it away. I come home after work today and lo and behold, it's gone. I asked what happened and Stacey said she gave it away. To summarize, I got really mad, yelled at them, and walked off, not to be insensitive, but the whole reason for why she was in the right was because Teddy's autistic. But I just don't feel like that's fair. Am I in the wrong? Edit.
Yeah, don't read the edit yet. Alright, wait, I guess, do we read the edit?
Thanks for the advice and suggestions. I feel like I need to clear up something. I typically have good relationship with my family. I've never had anything stolen or taken before, so I don't really hide anything. The book was on a bookshelf in my room, and it's very large with a unique cover. That's how my sister saw it, and it was not just lying around. Apologies for the title. I did not mean to dehumanize Teddy for his autism.
Yeah, someone got roasted.
Teddy is no less a person for his autism, but at the same time should not be treated special for it. He is on the way at fault for what happened. He has no way at fault for what happened. The book is technically not mine, so I can't sue or go to the police. I legally don't have ownership of it and just took it from the house. This literally happened a few hours ago. I couldn't and can't really sleep, so that's why I wrote up this post.
That makes sense. It happened a few hours ago, because I feel like in a week I would not care. When I look at this whole situation, this beautiful multi-paragraph thing we just read, I think of that and I'm like, in 2 weeks, if I'm still mad at my mom, I probably am way more mad about other things. There's probably other things keeping me up at night.
Okay.
I'm 7. Oh, she's 17.
Who's just turned? I'm 17. Yeah.
Yeah. So, to me, it makes perfect sense. You have a little bit of something you thought was yours, even though technically by any normal means it wasn't. I understand there's sentimental value there. The dinosaur book. We can all relate to one book we once held dear. But man, I'm just curious, like, is it going with you to the grave? Like,
yeah.
Was your plan to give it to your children? Did you have any plan outside of yourself that would justify you saying, I'm going to keep this book?
I think it was just purely the sentimental value of it. Because at first, when I read this, I thought it was like a book that belonged to her. But then I realized, wait, no, it was a book that belonged to the grandparents that she just enjoyed as a kid. So
that she assumedly took from grandparents' house now.
Because it
was at mom's house.
Well, they passed away. Yeah, my grandfather passed away.
Right.
So she took it because the grandfather passed away. So therefore, the books, I guess, were fair game when they were cleaning out the house. And you just kind of assume that the book belonged to you because you wanted it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I understand. I guess I understand the context of this in the sense of I've cleared out like my grandparents' house after they passed away, and like it's one of those things where you kind of like. I have a memory. You have a memory, or you see something like, well, that's nice, and you like kind of like just take it. Like there is kind of that element to cleaning out a grandparent, family member who died.
Did you have a sentimental thing? Was there like an item where you're like, oh my word, I remember Grandpa held these binoculars up for me?
I didn't really have anything super sentimental, no. I mean, there was a couple things I was like, that's neat, that I have, but like, it wasn't anything super sentimental. I mean, at the end of the day, you're 17. Your parents do have the right to kind of overrule you in this situation. To be honest, like, that's just how it is. If it belonged to you, I would be on her side more if the book legitimately belonged to her. Like, if her grandfather bought it for her and gave it to her, and then they gave it away without her permission, I would agree that that's wrong. But since the book didn't technically belong to her, I think the parents have the authority to be like, no, we're going to give it to this kid.
I wouldn't even wager. I mean, in the same logic, she could also go buy another copy of the book to keep it. I know it doesn't have the jaded wrinkles and it like
sentimental value.
But quite frankly, like if you, I feel like the best way to man up and be the good, best possible outcome is you buy a book for Teddy. You buy a dinosaur book that looks similar. You keep your sentiment like, hey, I don't quite feel comfortable giving this up. I'll probably need another year. As soon as I turn 18, I'm not going to care anymore. And then like give a dinosaur book that she can give to Teddy. The whole like idea of also like just leaving it downstairs on the bookshelf or whatever, or they just kind of took it that night. Also, tell it to me is like you put it up to your family to ultimately say like what to do with it. Whether you knew it or not, you were saying like you were telling yourself as narrative of if they respect me, they're not going to take the book because I said my mind. But they looked at that as it's a cardboard book. Yeah. I know Grandpa read it.
You're a teenager.
It's not that deep.
You're a teenager.
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day, whatever your grandparents' possessions had, unless they wrote it in their will, otherwise it goes to your parents. It belongs to your parents, and your parents get to have the authority to dictate where that thing goes. And they decided it was for Teddy. You might not like that decision, but it wasn't yours by any official declaration. It just simply you wanted it. And so, too bad, too sad. And you threw a temper tantrum, got mad, said things you probably shouldn't have said. That was wrong of you. You should apologize. You should, humble yourself. And just, you'll get over this. You'll get over this.
I wouldn't read the comments yet, but I'm going to say I feel sorry for you if you thought that the world would help. I'm calling it now that the world's also not going to be in very good support.
You don't think so? I have two guesses. Disagree. I think it's going to be a 50-50 split. I think there might be a more of a diversity in this one.
Fair enough.
But I actually wouldn't be surprised if there'd be some people on her side.
No, as the NPC factory, I'm quite convinced the world is all for like.
We'll see what the NPCs had to say.
You think the world's going to turn on autism?
Well, first one says not the a-hole. That book had a real sentimental value, and it was yours.
It wasn't yours.
Okay, let me see. Let's go back to verify. I'm sending out states fake those high levels of 16-year-old. My grandfather passed away 11 years ago. He used to read these dinosaur books to me. This one in particular was a Papa book. I didn't know where it was for a long time. My grandma moved in with her uncle a few years ago, and I found it again when cleaning out my old room at their house. Stacy saw in my room a few weeks ago. So okay, she never states that it's hers.
It's never hers.
I understood that it was I understood that it was the grandparents.
Yeah.
To be fair, so I don't think it was ever as stated. And wait, the edit also says, I did not mean the book is technically not mine.
Yeah, but not mine in the sense that she doesn't have legal ownership.
Yeah.
But even the sense of not mine, like it wasn't in your room. Like I would fully respect her decision if it was a sentimental book so much that she had it upstairs and slept with it nearby. But if it was on the general family bookshelf, which is where my brain's telling me, I'm like, no, that book didn't have that much. Value.
But again, I just go back to the fact if your grandparents literally owned it, your parents have it goes to your parents, not to you. So your parents didn't have the choice to make the decision. The only way I'm on your side is if your grandfather literally handed you the book and was like, this is a gift to you. Yeah. Like if he verbatim gave it to you.
If he physically handed you said
book. If it was just a general book that they had that they would read to their grandkids, I don't understand how this is your book.
Well, then that raises a question. If another grandkid also liked the book, now who wins?
Yeah.
What if the other kid has autism? That's also a grandchild. Do they get the book now? So yeah, autism alone is not the reason why anyone gets what they want. But yeah.
Was it the sister? Wait, they're saying so the Stacy saw it is the Stacy her sister?
Stacy's the older sister who just turned 23, who works as a teacher aide, saw the book and said, I can give this book to one of my kids. At school or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason this whole time I was thinking the parents were making decisions here. So it was actually the older sister that
sister and mom were downstairs in the kitchen.
And say my mom mentioned.
Yeah, my mom and Stacy said give it. They were both there when they're like, I stood my ground and I said this is mine, but she wants the book.
Okay, so I mean, I can understand now the contention a little bit more if the older sister was the one pushing it more than the mom was. But it seems like the mom was on the older sister's side.
As a parent, that you're not. What if you were the mom or the father in the situation? You saw two children arguing over a book. What are you saying?
Get over yourselves.
I would take the book personally.
I would.
I'd keep the book in my bedroom. Be like, good. Nobody gets it. I'm gonna read it tonight.
If you're the parent in the situation, I think you just take the book and call it a day, and let things settle, and then everyone's gonna realize it was stupid.
And then put the book back on the shelf 3 weeks later. And then just see who takes it first. At that point, it's a free for all. Like, I cause chaos.
Right, I will step back a little bit and say the older sister also has this complex of feeling like the thing belongs to her as well. So I do. The both sisters at this point are overstepping.
I would argue the older sister was also there when Grandpa read the book.
Actually, she would have been more there.
I would say there's no sense of. I get sentimental value, but I don't think you can take that sentimental out on somebody else for like their misunderstanding.
I think if the mom is okay with the older sister taking it, the mom trumps your opinion. If mom and older sister are on the same page, you lose.
You lost.
You lost by majority vote.
You can't have mom and older sibling teaming up against you. You will lose that fight every time.
I'm curious. There was one, not the.
I would tell all of your family, and especially your grandma.
Brutal.
What's grandma gonna do? Take it from Teddy?
Hey, everyone's saying not the.
What?
You.
I am blown away. Nah. All
right, Brandon.
I'm doubling down.
Make your case. Make your case.
I feel like I already made my case.
Double down.
All right.
Why do you disagree?
We have all the hot facts. You are 17 years old. Irrelevant. You have sentimental value for a book. That is great. We love that. I still probably have an original copy of something that I care about that I wouldn't like to give up. But the thing is, I didn't go out and buy it. I didn't. My biggest thing again is that she didn't seem to possess any sentimental value before it was the fact that it could be taken away. I think this is one of those great stories that you can teach your child by having a pet, where it's like you lost the pet. Also in the sense of just because you have something doesn't mean you just kind of like keep it forever. It will eventually fade. So there is a certain aspect. I think the autistic kid is such a mean comment, but that is, I would argue that is not the crux of the problem.
That's a distraction.
That's such a, I was gonna say, that is like the ultimate red herring where it's like, the real problem is you have a book. It's something you really, really like that you basically, it showed up at your house and you liked it a lot.
Yeah.
So much so that you said something when someone said, I'm going to take this away from you.
The only other way the only other caveat I would put in there too is I would also potentially be on the 17-year-old side if there was a caveat said before they cleaned out the house, whatever you find first and claim is yours. Because I've seen that situation before where, like, family agrees, like, okay, while we're cleaning house, you can take things, and if it's like a first come, first serve situation.
Yeah.
If there was an agreement and then they broke that, I would also be on your side. But again, that doesn't seem to be the case.
I'm putting down my final comment. Final comment is that if Stacy would have came home, took the book off the shelf, gave it to Teddy, no one ever knew about it, this post would never have been made.
Yeah.
Nobody would have ever cared. So again, my final comment, 2 weeks later, I really hope you can figure out how to sleep well, but I really don't think it's a torn up moral debate. I think it is you're upset that you lost some power that you thought you had, and now you might find it in another year where you're like, oh, I can actually like do this thing now. But you're still growing up in a household under a parental roof. You're 17. I know you're not 18. You're really close to being an adult. You at this point should be able to go get either another copy or do whatever you need to do to like make sure Stacy doesn't take your book. Again, I think the best case scenario would have been you buy a dinosaur book of similar context or give one, and there you're giving someone a gift, you're keeping something that you already like. Everyone kind of walks away happy. No one looks No one looks at you with disdain or any down. Like now you just kind of blew up and they're like, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think anyone here is like a major bad person. I think you had a temper tantrum and that's inappropriate and you should apologize for that. But I don't like you're 17, so it's not like I'm going to like put you to the fire.
It's not groveling at your feet. It's like, yo, mom, kind of sorry. I realize it is a book. I hope you can come to that decision, or can like I hope like you're not 4 years into your marriage.
And I think you and your I think unless he only read the book to you, I would feel like your sister also has some level of connection to that book. Again, unless your grandfather literally gave it to you as a gift, it was not yours. Your parent gets to make the decision. Your mom apparently seems to be on your older sister's side because you say them when you said you yelled at them. So it seems like your mom was on your older sister's side. Your mom gets to decide who gets the book. She went with Stacy, I guess, and took her side. Yeah. So you get trumped.
I would say your sentimental value does not outweigh a good gift of giving. I'll put that as my final thing. You could give an autistic kid, you can give a non-autistic kid a book, and you should still feel good about yourself. Not bad. Yeah.
And also, I think once you're like older, you'll get over this.
Yeah. Give it.
If you don't, that's your own problem.
I'm saying 2 weeks. You're 14 hours in to not sleep. I give you 2 weeks.
If you don't get over this, that's more about you than anything else.
The eBay listing for this book is just through the roof. It's like $4,000. It's like, man. I have to buy this book. Here's my GoFundMe.
Oh wait, there was this hard drive in there. 5 Bitcoin.
Nah, dude. Yep.
All right. There we go. Well, cool. That shocked you, I guess, that everyone's against you in the comments.
I'm a little bit shook. I thought we liked to support autism. I guess autism doesn't have sentimental value, and it doesn't matter.
At the end of the day, this is a different story if you actually own it, but you don't. Nope. But yeah, I have to disagree with
how many updates. Yeah, I'm gonna let it cook for a bit. It's only 14 hours. Where's my oldest comment? Dang. Yeah. Anyway. I'm trying really hard to justify. Your sister's literally a thief is a wild statement. This would be a... Whoa! Contact the kid's parents and tell them that she stole it.
Reddit's wild. Yeah, I read it.
Actually, that's kind of weird. That's actually a valid... It's a 14-year-old book that she's giving to, like, a special needs child at that point.
It's kind of weird.
That's kind of weird. You know what? That's actually the only redeeming thing. It's kind of weird. Your sister's gone out of her way to get like an old book to a kid. It's kind of weird.
Either way, it's kind
of weird.
I am shook too that the comment section. We'll probably post this and everyone in our comments will be like, "Man, you guys suck."
Dude, but finally got a.
We're not here to appease the comment section. We're here to give mad facts.
Dude, I see something good and I support it. I see something bad, I'm like, thumbs down.
You know, maybe we're just too traditional. You know,
we're traditional NPCs.
We're too traditional for the internet.
We didn't get the newest 14-hour ago update that would have made us vote the other way.
I think also the problem is growing up, my parents would not have cared about my opinion about the book.
My parents never would have sat me down and talked about it. 100%.
Now, granted, I don't think my brother or sister would have an interest in a pop-up book. But even with that being said, my parents would not have cared about my opinion. They would have made the decision.
You're kind of right.
Oh man.
Parents would throw the book out and be like, "Good, now everyone's happy."
Yeah, my dad, you know my dad. My dad would have been like, "This is dumb."
Yeah, he's like, "Talk to me again about it. You mentioned book around me for another week. I'm backhanding you right now." That's my my peace offering.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Anyway,
hope you get better.
Good stuff.
Hope you can sleep. I don't want you to not sleep over this.
Yeah, get some sleep.
That's the worst outcome.
Get some sleep, Karen. You look tired.
Yeah.
NPC outro.
We have like a soothing synth bass that just plays in the background. Yo, get your sleep. Can you say the next verse? Go to bed. Sleep on this bed.
Put them to bed. All right, we are out of here. NPC Factory shutting down for the night.